So I want to introduce you to the first of our speakers today, which is the guy that I was telling you puts his life on Mali, which is one of the most unstable countries in the world, where he's dealing with political unrest, terrorist groups, poachers, you name it. Mr. Rory Young.
Thank you very much. On the last day of operations, before coming to Europe and on to London, on the last day of operations in Mali, before coming to Europe and on to London to be here, I sat with two of our rangers, one whose face was torn apart by bullets, another whose legs were shattered and riddled with shrapnel, and another had been shot. These are the latest casualties that now amount to 10% of all the men in our unit in just 2 months. Just 2 months, 10% of our men have been either killed or wounded. The good news is that for 8 months, no elephants have been killed in Mali. However, that cost human lives, and it meant people who would never have expected to do this have had to go and put their lives on the line. And no one ever expected to go out and fight a war to save these animals. Shockingly, there are only 300 Sahelian desert elephants left. There used to be hundreds of thousands. Just 300 in the entire West, North, and East Africa. The men who attacked and injured and killed these soldiers and rangers are extremists. They didn't do it because we represent the government. They did it specifically to protect their income, their source of money that they use to conduct terrorist activities. That trade that they engage in is an illegal trade, and it is supported by the legal trade. Without the legal trade, they wouldn't be able to sustain and engage in the business that makes their money, that enables them to kill rangers and to kill you and I. These groups are specifically Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State and their franchises, whatever you would like to call them, that operate not far from here, in our backyard, in Africa, and who are a direct threat to each and every one of us. The three men who I sat with, who were wounded in this attack, asked me if it was worthwhile what they do. They often do. And I often tell them, yes, what you do is not only important, it is appreciated by people all over the world. They respect you. It is a privilege for me to be here and see all these faces and all these people standing here and showing respect for what they do, trying to protect the last elephants and rhinos. Because even if we look at the most populous population of elephants in Africa, it's a tiny fraction. And Asia, it's a fraction of what it was and what it should be. However, when I hear that a government is supporting a trade in ivory or rhino horn, I know I'm lying to those men. It's not respected, the sacrifice they're making. No one cares about the lives of those elephants, rhinos, and those rangers and soldiers who are killed trying to protect them. If they allow such trade, they shame themselves, they shame all of us, and they make a mockery of the sacrifices that are made in the field. So what has just happened, if there is truly a ban that is going to come into place in the UK, it is a fantastic result, and the result of a few people making a great effort. But it's not enough. It's nowhere near enough. It has to happen everywhere. There can be no trade in rhino horn and no trade in ivory. We can hold the fort. We can try to hold the fort, I should say. But if you're losing 10% of your team in just 2 months, and with the cost of resources and the lack of political will in the world, it is not sustainable. It is only a temporary stopgap meant to keep those animals alive until the trade and every step of the trade can be extinguished. Thank you very much.